Welcome to SolFul Connections, where we skip the small talk and head right into the soul talk.
Connection.
So today's podcast really embodies the name Soulful Connections. I'm joined by best friends, Todd Parley and Cheryl Castro, and this bond has carried you through professional endeavors, personal life. So I'll just mention that Cheryl's executive director of Pearl S. Buck International. I don't remember what your title is, but you work at the Up Agency.
Yeah, I don't even know what I'm doing right now. Cheryl left me.
Well, here's the thing. It doesn't even matter. By the time people are listening,
I'm running it.
you might be the lead of a band and Cheryl could be your lead singer. I mean, who knows what the future holds?
Have you heard her sing?
I have not.
With great enthusiasm, Amanda. I sing with great enthusiasm.
I mean, that's all we need. That's
Right? You don't need tone,
no,
enthusiasm.
100%. I mean, who wants to listen to somebody who has perfect tone but no enthusiasm?
Right.
Not this girl.
No.
So I'm just going to mention that Todd and I go way, 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 way back. I was the editor of a magazine and Todd was the designer of that magazine because Todd is a graphic artist and an artist, just like a regular artist as well, and a musician and a surfer.
Yeah.
And
Full Amanda, we know.
well, at this point, we go way back too. I mean, I don't remember when we met, but it's years ago.
It must have been. It was when Lovey and I started the photography studio.
Yeah.
Todd told us to join the chamber. So it was when Tony Luna was at the chamber. So
Yeah.
I don't know when that was.
I don't know.
When we met.
I'm really bad at that kind of stuff, but I can tell you it was a while back.
Yeah.
So anyway, here you are. And how did you first meet?
Start.
He doesn't know.
Wait, can I jump in and tell you how? I thought I remember, but I probably made this memory up that you were asking about Michael Stump and Associates at one point. No, tell me. Okay, tell me.
No, you're wrong.
I mean, it had to happen sooner or later.
So
Oh, today was the day.
today is the day. No, Todd and Jen and the kids lived down the street from me and Lovey. And Aiden was a colicky baby. So when Lovey would come home, he would take him from me so I could rest for an hour. And he would walk down the road because they had chickens. And he would take, the baby to see the chickens. And although I guess he wasn't a tiny baby then, he was past the colic then. He was a toddler, but he would take him to see the chickens. Like that was mommy's rest time. Daddy would go for a walk down the road, see the chickens. And then I guess one time Janet came out and was like, hey, do you want to play on the swing set too? We have kids. So at the time, Drew was 7 months old.
Which Drew is Todd's baby.
Yes.
And Claire, his daughter, was 4 years old.
Okay.
So Aiden was a little more than a year.
Mhm.
So then Lovey would come back and he'd tell me about, his friends down the road. And I'm like, there's no one there with kids. Like I don't see any kids. I don't know what you're talking about. And so I called him.
Wait, did you think Lovey was imagining it?
Yeah, I did. I said, your imaginary friends. And he's like, no, you got to come down and meet them. So eventually he drugged me down. And I remember we were pushing the kids on the swing set and stuff. And that's how we met. He lived down the road. And
So, like when your friendship began, was it like a couple's friendship?
mm-hmm,
Okay.
couples. And the kids were like,
They were close enough.
they were like, they were all tumbling around like, I mean, oh my gosh, we used to be there so late at night. And the kids would insist on having sleepovers, but Lily was too little. Lily was only like 3 at this point. And we didn't want to go home. We were all having a good time. It was just the 4 of us. And Lily would run around the coffee table at like midnight and be like, I'm not tired. I'm not tired. I'm not tired. I'm like, we got to take her home, you know? So, and then Aiden would sleep over with Claire Drew. Claire used to dress them up in like feather boas and play dress up and take them down to the creek and stuff. And the snow, the sledding, Todd would make a luge. We'd go sledding. It was, yeah, all the birthday parties and stuff like that.
So how, like, did you guys have like an extra spark of friendship that you noticed, or not really at that time?
Not in the beginning.
No.
We just were, friends and
Yeah.
couples, and we just did a lot of things together, but there was really no.
Extra
Yeah.
friendship
No,
spark.
just one-on-one thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, did Todd annoy you a little bit, Cheryl?
No.
Why are you saying that, Amanda? Is that a personal experience?
No, not at all.
No. No. I mean, they were just
He got
fun. And,
feisty when you changed his graphic
No,
design.
don't do that.
oh, don't mess with him as an artist.
Yeah, I
Never. Don't question his decision.
Or you'll hear exactly why I did it.
There's a reason I did it that way.
I know.
Oh, okay. I'll be like, that's fine, but I don't like it. So I don't
Right.
know what the reason is.
I have no defense for that.
So, what do you think it is that drew you guys closer?
Work.
Yeah, I think as they were growing their photography business, they asked a lot of questions of me because of being involved with marketing.
Oh, right.
So Cheryl and at that point, content was really important. So I was pushing, you have to do at that time it was blogs or
Right.
those types of things, which was great content. And also I wanted her to get her personality across in those blogs because that was kind of her differential. And
Yeah.
then she really went with it, and she really did a great job, and sure enough, the business boomed. So
That's great.
mhm.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a spark there. The fact that you saw that there was this vibrant personality that
Oh,
you were
yeah.
recognizing.
If you don't know Cheryl, she brings the fun. So yeah, so it was kind of a slow burn of because I'm more reserved and and
I might have driven him crazy. I might have annoyed him in the beginning, not the other way around.
And you know what? If I remember Todd, I don't know if this is still the same, but
Right.
Todd used to function on like 5 minutes of sleep.
No, not
He was
anymore.
the
No.
worst sleeper.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, I was. That didn't change until maybe recently. So,
That's
but
good.
yeah, so I am sleeping better, so that's good. But yeah, so I was on Mountain Dew half the time too. So
That's true.
Excedrin.
a lot of designers are on or were on Mountain Dew.
That's so true, actually.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
So yeah, so that's kind of how that started, the relationship, and then and of course Aaron was involved with it, so we were growing the business, and it was exciting to see them really do well with it. Yeah.
And then ultimately, you guys went into business together.
Yeah, so because of Cheryl's writing, and Aaron was kind of, considering what to do with the photography.
No,
No.
no.
Oh, you.
The kids went to school.
Okay.
We worked, sorry. Nice and weekend. You're wrong.
See, it's the first time for everything, Amanda. Sometimes we
It's
get wrong.
You know what? It's the day. It's the day.
That's just today.
It had to happen.
Day is the day. What the photography was wonderful, and Lovey and I worked together, all the time. But most of the work was nights and weekends, which was fine because then we had a babysitter. But I was home with the kids all day, But once they were both in school, I was like, I didn't have children to never see them. They're in school all day. I don't see them. Now they get home and I'm like, bye-bye, mom and daddy, you're leaving.
Right.
And the weddings were 12-hour days and the events were always at night, and all the stuff. So I'm like, I need to do something that allows me to be with the kids. And I'm like, let me come write for you. So
For Todd.
For Todd
Yeah.
and Michael. I sent them both an email and I'm like, look, I could write things. And then I guess Mike agreed with you.
Yeah, we were trying to build the content creation program in-house because we were outsourcing a lot of it. And
Right.
so I thought Cheryl would be a good fit because we had I mean, we were looking for all types of writers, but Cheryl would fit this for definitely that type of, fun feel. And
Right.
so that's why we brought her on board at that point. Yeah.
That's great. And then you ultimately went into business together, creating the Up agency. And then what kind of, like, I can't really think of that many people. And I do have a lot of wonderful friends in my life, but I can't think of that many people who I would really feel great about going into business together. Not because they're not the best people, but because that's a different dynamic.
Mhm.
How did that affect your friendship?
I don't really remember it affecting it. It kind of just seemed like a natural, progression.
Yeah, that's so
Hey,
great.
you know what? We're comfortable with each other. We don't take each other's, crap. And
Yeah.
and she's honest with me and I'm honest with her
Yeah.
and that kind of worked out perfectly for us.
And our strengths are completely different, but complement each other. You know
Oh,
what I
perfect.
mean?
I do.
So, and yeah, I think we had a lot of trust in each other's abilities. So I'm like, this is where you're good. And he was like, this is where and yeah, I think it just,
Yeah, that's kind of where it really blossomed was that I was getting tired of running the business, and that was kind of where I was with working at Harley Co. I was, getting burnt out on running it. I wasn't doing anything that I
Right.
wanted to do. I was running a business. I wasn't doing
You're an artist and
yeah.
here you
So
are. Yeah.
so I wanted to be creative, and so this allowed me to pull back. And Cheryl had been running a lot of the things at Barleyco, so then we're like, okay, all right, so let's just switch seats.
Yeah.
So that's kind
'cause
of
I like being bossy.
yeah. She's
Yeah.
good at being
Well,
boss.
yeah. And I mean, entrepreneurial skills are a whole different ball game. I mean, I used to meet with a lot of people who said things like, I'm an architect, but I'm never an architect.
No, yeah,
Because I'm a salesperson and I'm a bookkeeper and I'm a insurance expert. So
that's a trap.
yeah,
Mhm.
entrepreneurs, it's a tricky thing because you
Mhm.
kind of have to wear hats that might or might not be suitable, you know?
Yes, yes, and at that
All the hat.
right, and at that point, there was a lot of hats I was rethinking because you go
You
into
didn't like your hats
I didn't like
anymore.
my hats. I needed new hats. And it's just because, you go through life and you think, oh, this is what I'm going to do. This is the list of things I'm going to get. This is what I want. And then you you get them all and you're like, oh, I don't really like that.
Like that hat.
I don't like this hat. So it's part of life. It's just part of growing up.
Yeah, but that's a great point, Todd, because a lot of people just keep the damn hat on.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they live those quiet lives of desperation. I didn't make up that quote. I don't remember. What's that
Like one
quote
of my
from?
The massive men lead lives of quiet desperation.
What's,
I love
what?
that quote.
Yeah. You just,
Thoreau, right?
I
Isn't
wrote it. I wrote it.
Oh, yes, exactly.
It just came to me.
Brilliant,
Yeah,
Amanda.
thank you. Thank you. Wait, I feel one coming on. It was the best of times.
Well, you are on a roll.
I mean, write these down, people. But yeah, I mean, that takes a lot of strength and courage to really say, you know what? I'm doing this now, or I'm changing.
And I think even like self-awareness and even maybe humility, because
Yes.
Yeah, it was
You know,
amazing.
he's like,
Yeah.
well, I helped build up this business. I'm running this business and, I don't like it.
No, and that was a hard transition to get out of. There's a lot when you build something like that,
Yeah.
there's a lot to deconstruct too. So it was kind of a nerve-wracking part of my life.
Yeah. I can believe it. And you know what else? The nice thing about it, as I'm thinking about what you're saying, is that you had that friendship.
Oh,
Because imagine if you were doing it, but there wasn't that friendship.
no, and that's the point. It's kind of, I was on my own in this, glass castle, and it wasn't fun, and
Right.
was there for me. So that's really
Yes.
kind of where, and we're all looking for someone to support us in life, and Cheryl was someone who supported me, and always was there, and that's what was really important. My family was always there, but it's kind of hard to talk to them about things. And that my family gave me the ability to be able to do the transition where some people are stuck. I was lucky enough that I could
To
pivot.
make
Yeah.
that pivot. Yeah.
Yeah.
That, and by this point too, I don't remember if it was by this point, but around this time you became single too.
Oh yeah.
So you're carrying a lot, that there's a lot of transition going on.
There was a huge amount of transition and really hard to focus at all. So
Yeah.
that's why Cheryl
Yeah.
was there with humor and kindness to,
Yeah.
get me through that point.
I was thinking recently about the role of humor in life, and I think it is so underestimated. And I think it's vital. 'Cause life can be really heavy. And if you're carrying something heavy, you need lightness. You need to lighten it. It's just required. And humor does that.
Mhm.
And I sometimes think, I wonder if people know that this is like an essential piece of a fulfilling life.
I mean, we were literally just saying that last night because I just had a very tiring week and I just couldn't stop laughing because we're at the beach. Our friends are going to be here soon. I was ready to relax and I'm like, I was happy and laughing. And I said, I haven't laughed in a long time because we're busy. It's stressful. There's a lot to do. And we're not seeing our friends. We're not being lighthearted. And we're not as good at people when we're not laughing
No.
enough,
And you're not even as healthy, really. I don't think.
Definitely not.
No. And and that's another reason why I love Cheryl is we both work at trying to better ourselves. So that openness to try to better ourselves is so interesting that it makes it even more fun to try to, keep
Yes.
the friendship strong.
I love that you said that,
Mhm.
because I also think that's another thing that might be underestimated. Because sometimes I think, listen, you can live your life where you wake up, you eat your breakfast, you go to work, you come home and eat your dinner, you watch a Netflix series, you go to bed, and you get up and do it again.
Yeah.
That is entirely possible. But it's missing a few ingredients.
Mhm.
And really, that kind of like, well, why am I here? And what am I doing? And why am I like this? And how can I grow? It's why I started Soulful Living,
Mhm.
thinking, okay, people are going to think, I'm nuts, but oh, well,
But you love talking to people and you love trying to figure out why they do that thing and why they're like that and all kinds of different conversations you like having the hard conversations,
I do.
like so it's
And
perfect for you.
yeah, and your conversations are always with us, back to the humor part, are always
Mm.
humorous. They're heavy sometimes, but they're always is us laughing. And
Yeah.
that's
Oh my
part of
God,
it.
like the one talent show.
Oh,
We were
Oh my
so bad.
gosh.
You remember?
Yeah, remind me. I remember when we were laughing, but I don't remember
I
what.
don't know why. I just know we couldn't stop. And it was the last thing we did before COVID. Like we all
Yes.
shouldn't have been out. And we were just disruptive. And I
Right.
don't know why we were laughing so hard. I just remember we
I
couldn't.
remember you turning around, something was happening on stage, and I forget what, and you see the thing and you're thinking, this is funny, but I'm going to keep it together. And then you turned around, and once you know that somebody else sees how funny it is, like you're lost.
Oh
Yeah.
my
And it wouldn't stop. We just wouldn't continue.
No, too funny. But that is so elevating. Would you say that's part of your friendship bond? Like, what is What are the things about one another that you think, yeah, that's why that's like my best friend?
Well, we both have similar interests. Definitely, that helps. I mean, I mean, I'm more adventurous, but she loves to do adventurous things. But
He's more.
her spirit animal is a sloth. But
Adventurous.
Well, the sloth can be adventurous.
yes, a slow
Hey.
slow adventure. But no, I mean, we have similar interests. We're both, like I said before, we're both in trying to better ourselves. We both find things similar that are funny. We like, and I mean, we have our Thursday night, movie night, documentary night. So we can always get together and talk about things on that day just to connect and also to watch something interesting or something. I mean, we are, and it's amazing when we're usually both in the same mood for the same thing at that particular time. So if we're having a tough week or whatever, it's like, oh, it's going to be a comedy. If it's something,
Girl.
yeah, it's new.
Look, I need something mindless and funny.
I love New Girl.
New Girl from the beginning.
Girl, I could probably recite whole dialogues from.
Doesn't she remind you of Cheryl?
Yes, I could see
Yeah.
that. I could totally see that. And it is one of those shows where I go, Schitt's Creek, New Girl, like if there are like these therapy shows.
Yeah.
It's like mindless and funny. You just want to laugh.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool that you do that on Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's our night.
Yeah.
And then what is it about Todd, Cheryl, do you think that makes you think, yeah, he's my buddy?
We were talking about it this morning, and it's so funny because we're doing this app now that I saw on, I don't know, Instagram or whatever. And it's like this daily gratitude app where you get to do your gratitude, but you share it with your best friend.
Oh,
So it's
that's
like this
nice.
bet. So it's really cool. So every morning you have to come up with like a gratitude thing and also like a list of things, but it also pertains to your friendship. And I said to him, I'm looking at all the things, and I said, it seems like the thing we're most grateful for about the other person is how they make us feel.
Mm.
And it almost felt like, well, I'm grateful because, he likes me so much. He thinks he's worse than my mom. He thinks I can do no wrong.
I love that.
He's like, seriously, he is my biggest fan. He is my hugest supporter.
Oh my gosh.
He makes me want to be as good as he thinks I am at things.
Yeah.
And, and then he ends up writing the same kind of thing. Like, and it's not, so we're like supposed to be writing about the other person, but we're really writing about what ourselves feel.
I
So
love that. And I think that is such a good, like if somebody is studying friendship 101, you've just given them a little guideline. You know what I mean? It's not only make the other person feel good, it's find someone who you feel that way about too, because it's genuine. It's not like, Todd's like, Cheryl, your hair looks so good today.
oh yeah. Oh,
Or-
because he'll be like, no, your hair is wrong, So yeah.
Right.
Very
Right. But it
beautiful.
is that kind of unconditional presence that
Yeah.
is so important. Yeah, I love that.
And usually how it works out is that if I'm down in the dumps, she's not. So she can put that extra effort in building me up. And
Yes.
it goes the other way too.
I'm at my wit's end. He's ready to build me up. So
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when we're both down,
it's bad.
It's bad.
We
It's
can
bad.
And
never-
Lovey has to step in.
bad for everyone.
That's when Lovey better take over.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh crap, they're both bad.
Yes. Well, I always say that one of the things I think you can find in a good friend is, there are people who are there when life sucks, and you really need somebody. But you know what can be sometimes even more challenging when things are going really great, when you're having great success or something is really, that's kind of sometimes where you can find out who is your friend because not everybody loves that. for their people
Not
for whatever
everybody's happy
reason.
for you when the good things happen.
Yeah. And if your friend is like, hey, I'm there when the bad things happen, and I'm also there when the good things happen, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, Cheryl's doing so great at Pearl Buck right now. It's just, I'm proud that
Oh,
she's doing great, you know? It's
yes.
like, and I knew that she would do great.
He
Yeah.
made me do it.
Yeah.
Him and
Yeah.
Lovey are like, go do it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, no. And they're like, yes, you must. And I'm like, so yeah.
That's the best. That's the best. What
They
about
can
the,
see more of what my capabilities are than I ever can.
yeah, like a mom, if you're lucky. So you guys, what about the fact that so Lovey, if anybody hasn't guessed at this point, is Cheryl's
Right.
husband.
Everyone knows Lovey.
I mean, I'm thinking one could potentially figure that out, but you just never know. We got to spell these things out. What about the fact that you are a man and a woman and you go to an event? Do people ever go, oh my gosh, are they together? Like, do you ever let that enter into your consciousness? Does it bother you, or do you care how people accept your relationship?
No, we don't care. Do you care?
No, I don't
No,
care.
we don't care. But it's newer for you to deal with than me.
Oh, yeah, right.
Because I always had a best guy friend.
Hmm.
I actually didn't really have any close female friends until I was working later in life.
Why?
I thought about that because I figured you were going to ask that. So I have a theory. I
Detail.
I haven't even discussed this with you yet. So guys are great, and guys are, as you always say, simple. And if you are nice to a guy, he says it.
Todd, I'm just going to tell you, I don't know if that's the biggest compliment, but go on, Cheryl.
Generally, we're pretty simple.
Like, we're simple. If you are nice to a guy, they don't question your motives. They don't do, and they're like, they like me. They're nice to me. And guys are generally way less drama, and they just want to get along. They don't want to have issues. They don't want, I don't know. But when and I didn't know this was a thing until the girls in my life told me. I remember one waitressing job. It was probably in my early 20s. And we all became great friends at the end, but they said, we really didn't like you at first. And I'm like, why? And it was the girls. And they said, because you were too nice and we didn't get it. And I'm like,
That's
what?
interesting.
Yeah. And I thought, is that why? Now, I had good friends in high school, like Amy Sue. I don't know if she'll ever see this, but like she was my one girlfriend, but I always had guy friends. I had a group of guy friends that I hung out with all the time, and I had a best guy friend. And people always would wonder, and I didn't care.
So you dealt with it all already.
When I met Lovey, I lived with my best guy friend. So I was
Yes.
living with a guy.
Yes.
And he was my best friend. And boyfriends would get jealous of Greggy.
Yes.
Because Greggy was my best friend. And they'd be like, I want to be as important.
Excuse me, was Greggy tall? Because you just said, you just went like this. Greggy was my best friend.
He's getting to the point.
You've seen this story before. No. So like I had one boyfriend and he's like, I want to be as important as Greggy. And I'm like, look, Greggy's up here, but so are you. It's just a different platform.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of love. You can't be Greggy to me, and I don't want Greggy to be my boyfriend. So
Right.
you don't need to compete. You can be at the same level, but he's on his own platform over here.
Right.
And that's probably hard for some guys, but not my boyfriends all figured it out. Like they had to get along with Greggy. If you wanted to be in my life, you're going to get along with Greggy, So
Yeah. Is Greggy still in your life?
no, not so much. His wife
Oh.
had a harder time.
Well, it's interesting because I too, Cheryl, lived with my guy friend. But my guy friend did happen to be gay, which that sometimes
Makes it easier.
it makes it a bit easier, but Victor would sometimes get like a little bit like, wait a sec, like, I don't know. And, but again, it was just, yeah, I loved having that relationship. And there are some kind of ways that you can bounce something off of a male,
Totally.
you know.
But it goes the other way too, because I've had girlfriends and also I was married, and I'm
Yes.
asking Cheryl, what am I missing here? And she
Yes.
is perfect. I mean, she knew what to say. This is what she's thinking. This is what she's doing, and this is how you're behaving, well or not well, in that
Right.
situation. So
Yes.
And he always, when I'm not seeing why Lovey's doing something or feeling a certain way, or I'm just mad and don't realize it's Lovey feeling a certain way, he's like, what? It's this. And I'm like,
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
yeah,
oh,
Aaron and I have each other's backs because
But you know what's nice about that? What's nice about that is that there can also be this other thing that happens when you have a close friend where they're like, oh my gosh, what a jerk. He said,
oh,
Aaron
yeah.
said this to you. What a jerk. And they can almost feed,
Make it worse.
they can make it
But
worse.
he'll say it if he was being a jerk.
Yeah.
Which Lovey is almost never.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, he makes
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't I mean, Cheryl does wish I was gay. It would make it easier for her. But
You might not like that.
why not? That's probably what everybody would.
We just kind of like accept it.
Yeah. All the time.
Yeah. You know
Yay.
what? They would still find a way. Well, the thing
Yeah,
that was tricky with me, with my friend who was gay, who I lived with, was it was like such a different time in the world. So he didn't want people to know that about him. So he would always pretend that we were together. So when I would go to a store with Victor, 'cause Victor and I have been together since we were 21, Victor would put his arm around me and I would say, don't put your arm around me. Don't think I'm cheating.
Poor Victor.
I could see Victor having a problem with that. Yeah.
Don't, because it's not, I was like, I can't get out of this, so whatever.
That's funny.
Yes. So what about, do you ever have a time where you're like, wow, that really hurt my feelings, or that was or have you ever had those little hurdles? And if so, how do you handle them? How do you approach any kind of bumps in the friendship road?
We've had bumps in the road. Just because I guess those bumps in the road usually happen when we don't have enough time for each other.
Yeah.
And that gets us upset because we're used to being able to bounce things off of each other, and then we get anxious, and then
Oh, yeah.
and then our feelings do get hurt
Yeah.
from time to time. But we're also very good at raising our hands and saying, hey, listen, this is not working right now. We either need to we need to figure it out.
We
And
need to communicate.
the communicate, I mean, we are, everybody says communication is, the key. Oh my gosh, yes, communication is the key. If you do not communicate, it doesn't go anywhere.
And you guys seem really honest with one another.
Oh God, yeah. Probably, and that might be part of it too, because we both want the other person to be that brutally honest. And I don't think everyone wants brutal honesty in their life sometimes. So when you try to be that way with someone else, like Lovey doesn't want brutal honesty.
No, I don't know what's not brutal honesty.
Yeah, if I talk to Lovey the way I talk to Todd, Lovey's like, no, don't talk to me.
I totally get it.
Yeah, he's funny because when we are talking and we're in discussions,
He thinks we're fighting.
He thinks we're fighting, but this is our communication.
Fight.
We're actually we're figuring it out.
Talking it out.
Yeah. I remember having a crisis, and my father said to me, well, you know what's good about this? You'll be able to see like who your real friends are and who really aren't your friends. And I said, Dad, I never cared. I don't need to know. If you're really not my
Glad you
friend,
learned that.
keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Dad.
Yeah. He didn't know what to do with that. So what tell me about the importance or the role of friendship in your life, just generally speaking. Like, what role does friendship play in your world? How important is it?
It's pretty important. It drives my mom crazy. She's always said I valued my friends over family, and that always bothered her. And I don't know why I'm like that, but I probably do. But friendship has always been so important to me, and groups of friends. And we have like our core group of friends.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I couldn't imagine life without the friends. Like, I wouldn't do or be any of the things I am without the friends I had around me. So, and they just make life good.
Yeah, I think this friendship that I have with Cheryl has relaxed me more because I think I always had friends, but it wasn't like it wasn't this one group of guys that I was always with. It was kind of,
Right.
I have many friends in my
Yes.
life. And that's probably because I was, a little bit, insecure or a little bit closed off or whatever. But
And also you're male, Todd. I mean, men don't always sit down and go, "How you feeling?"
oh no,
How things are
definitely
going.
not. Yeah, it wasn't deep talk with any of
Yeah.
those guys. Yeah. So, but now that, that I had this friendship grow with Cheryl, it just became, a great it's really important to me. And it's
Yeah.
important for all our friends too, because we're kind of like the group that starts it all, we're kind of like the
Right.
initiators.
Mm.
And then and we'll have a lot of fun. And our groups, when everybody likes coming down to the beach because it's like a therapy session. So everybody gets to speak their mind because they don't get to work on themselves when they're, out there being busy.
Just, yeah. So that's a question has arisen from that because you do have this circle of friends. What do you look for in friends?
Nice people. We like people who have a good sense of humor.
Hmm.
And our friend, they're on their way down now. Jessie, you met Jessie. You know
I
Jessie.
did, yes.
When she started dating this guy, we were like someone new to the group, like in friends
Yes.
when they're dating someone, like what if they won't fit in the group? And
Yeah.
I don't know what determines what they do, but Phil just walked in the door. First of all, we were so excited to meet him. We were having our annual seafood feast. And we were all at the door. We hadn't ever seen him yet. So we're all piled around the door looking out to see him. And we're like, it's Phil, it's Phil. And then I realized, like, he can hear us. So he got closer and we're all like, he's never met us. And we're all like, Phil. That was his introduction to us. And now if we don't yell Phil when he comes in the door, I think he'd be upset. And now Jesse's like, you're not yelling my names.
Yeah, I know.
That is really cute.
But Phil just wants to do it.
Yeah, I
He
think
just
that's important. I think that our friends, they might be reserved or whatever, but they have to be willing to want to do things.
they want
Yeah,
to.
they want to
Like
have.
what type of things?
I mean, like things we like.
Things we tell them to do.
Pretty much. We are going to do this, and you are
To be willing to do things. I'm like, why am I suddenly scared?
Come on down, Amanda.
The beach is very important.
Yeah, the beach is important.
It has to be willing to go on the beach.
Yeah,
Go to the beach. New York City at Christmas. We love doing that.
Yeah, but we love,
Activities
activities.
and going out and about.
Having fun and making occasions. Like we have Thanks
Oh, yeah.
Hanukkah Miss. We do things. You just have to want to be together and have fun.
Yeah.
Maybe for no reason. Like just to do it.
Just to celebrate, the friendship. And
Mhm.
so what is like a deal breaker? Like you meet somebody and you're like, yeah, no, that's not.
I think if they're just, you know what I think it is? If they can only say bad things about other people.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have time.
Yeah,
for that.
I mean, if you haven't loosened up after 3 times we've met you, and you're still negative or not, being involved,
Yes.
we'll give you a chance, but you know the situation now. If you're not going to bring
You
anything
should
to the
have
table-
rules.
yeah.
Like, I don't think people are auditioning to come and be friends with us. We just don't have time for people who aren't going to be nice about other people.
Yeah. No, I get that. I'm with
I've
you.
got enough of that. Like, positivity.
So, how do you guys, it could be individually, it could be together, but how do you kind of invite like joy into your life regularly?
I love my coffee on the patio.
So, yeah, so that's a way of inviting joy in, going out to the patios, having a cup of coffee. And it could be something as simple as like, I'm here, I'm on my patio, I have this beautiful mug.
And
My
yeah, I
coffee
mean
is
that's
good.
what I mean. We're kind of are open to that stuff. I mean, I journal. I
Mhm.
do some. I pray. I love being out in the sun just 20 minutes if I can get it. And those are the types of things that bring joy. But even this silly app that we've been doing, it makes you stop to think about, hey, yeah, that was nice. I am grateful for that. That's a small thing, but I'm grateful for it. And it completely changes your attitude about the day.
I believe it. I love that. What does soulful living mean to you when you hear that phrase?
Costa Rica.
Oh, Costa Rica.
I tell people, my soul loves Costa Rica. It's the sun, it's the water, it's the people, it's the animals, it's the birds. That's not going to make sense to anyone listening to this. How is that soulful living? But I don't know. You asked the question, that's the first thing that popped in my head.
And that makes sense to me.
Okay.
That makes total sense to me. What about you, Todd?
Well, I mean, spiritual for me. It's I've been through a lot, and I've managed. I mean, I was never raised Catholic. I'm Presbyterian, but I never really was into the established religion. So as you get older and you're more open to things, I'm like, well, what is it to me? And it really that has been great for me. I've been reading a lot, and I definitely have a lot more spirituality, which I feel my soul is better because of it.
Yeah.
Um, and the things that I have always been into, surfing and painting and all those things and being creative, um, they just that they all kind of fit into the soul anyway. That just
Yes.
feels good stuff. So
100%. That
Way better than Costa Rica.
Costa Rica is all that.
and Costa Rica is part of it. I do think there's something about it. I'm so fascinated by, I go onto deep dives, and I was raised in a very religious, structured background. As Cheryl knows, we went to Lansdale Catholic, not at the same time, but you followed in my heels over there. I broke them in for you, Cheryl.
Thanks.
But I always am so intrigued by why we thirst for spirituality. Like, where is that innate part of us, and why, and when did it start? And also all of these expressions, I think, creating and being in nature and feeling the sun. We have this gift of life. And like, I think that's why I also understand when you say Costa Rica, because you're like, this is where I celebrate living, being alive, and I totally get it. So there you have it. Anyway, you guys, if you had to describe your friend in one word, how would you describe your friend?
Mine's easy.
Did you say crazy?
No, I know what it is. So it's adorable. That's my
Oh, that's so
word for it.
nice.
Cheryl. Mhm.
I don't know. Because I don't know how to put you into one word.
Oh, I'm an onion.
That's what he always says. He's an onion. He has many layers, So like his word for himself would be onion. That is not what I would call you. I don't know. One word to describe him. Like, okay, let's elaborate on the question. To describe him as he is as his own being to other people, perhaps, or to describe him as he is to me.
If you have one for each of those, you can.
Yeah, maybe have two.
Oh, okay. Well, uh, again, one word is so hard for me.
I know I couldn't do it. I don't think.
Ridiculously talented, like annoyingly talented. There are so many things he's very, very good at that just come naturally to him that I not only have I never had like that talent in my life, but I haven't even been around the people who had that kind of talent. So like I wasn't with the athletic people, and he's a natural athlete. And I wasn't
Yes.
really with, well, I was around some artists, but he's a natural artist, you know, and I wasn't really around musicians, and he can play any instrument. Like,
Wow.
so talented would be to other people. And then to how, like, if it was just one, like how he makes me feel, like what I think of with one word for Todd, it would just be like, I don't know, like peace, like home, like safe.
Peace. That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. Well, I appreciate you guys so much. I am so happy that you came on. And honestly, I really feel like this is a special episode. I think people will be inspired to either celebrate the people that are already in their lives or to have a blueprint for having really special people and finding them. So thank you.
I think it's hard to find a friendship like this, like
Yeah.
where, I don't know, the person is always there for you. They have your back no matter what. Like, they make you laugh, they make you better, all the things. Oh, and they piss you off. Like, no one can piss us off as much as we can piss off each other.
No, and I think that a lot of people have really good, could be potentially best friends. It's just that they're insecure, they don't ask the right questions, or they don't want to put themselves out there. But I mean, you have Roseanne, and I know that you two are peas in a pod, and we're two peas in a pod.
She's gonna so love that we worked her into this. Good job, Todd.
Well, you're welcome. But I know that you hold her dear. But and that's why I'm proud of our friendship. And when you have it, it's really helps you in life. It really does. And I think that's why you have support from all types of people, and all of them come in handy, or they're there for you when you need that particular piece. But this is kind of like the solid core of it is our friendship.
And you know what I like? We're just never going to end this.
Yes.
No, I love it. Yeah,
What
because
I like about it, our families love each other.
that's really
Like,
nice. I have that too.
Like, my mom thinks he's wonderful.
Yes.
And because, he's so nice to me. Like,
I was
that's
just
all-
gonna say because he treats you wonderfully.
Exactly. That's why
Yeah.
my mom and his family, oh my gosh, they treat me like family. I didn't have a family with lots of siblings and stuff. My sister and I we've never been terribly close, but his siblings, like, I don't know.
Yeah, they invite her to go to things that they don't invite me to go to.
Nice.
Like a bridal shower.
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah, I'll go.
You like it. But I think that's nice too. Like,
Yeah.
there may be people out there in the public who are like, how are they best friends? Like,
Yeah.
what else is there to it? Whereas
right.
families know us and they see what we are to each other, and they're happy that we each have that kind of person in our lives, above and beyond our own marriages or dates or whatever.
Okay. We love talking about ourselves.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, we do.
We never really get to talk to people about ourselves. We just talk about ourselves to each other.
Pretty much.
Thanks for letting us share it with you.
You can always talk about yourselves with me.
Okay.
But we
I-
always love talking to you.
Yeah, we always
Thank
do.
you. Hey, thanks so much for listening. Thank you for being a valued part of the SolFul community. Thank you to William Aronson for writing, recording, and producing the SolFul Connections theme song. And finally, always know you're not alone We are connected. We're all in this thing together, and you and your story are important. Let's just keep on connecting.